of Kali Vlogs. Today I would just like to celebrate the success of MAPA, our most beloved SB19 song. As we all know, if you're an 18, MAPA reached 100 million views in YouTube, the visualizer. The same week, just a couple of days after that announcement, they also dropped their recording at the One Take studio in Japan, a refreshing version of MAPA. And it's now gaining momentum again. MAPA is back in our consciousness. A song that's used for all types of celebration is being celebrated. And it adds also that the best Asia act at Nickelodeon. So they got that award 12 years after Charisse did. And they're only the second Filipino act to have done that. So we're gonna just do a simple reaction to this. It's basically, I'm just bouncing off with what happened on that day that it came out. When I checked YouTube, there's so many reactors already, international reactors that are already online talking about it, how wonderful it is. And you know what I noticed? 99% of those reactors I've seen in the first maybe 8 hours when it first came out was 99% men, but 70% of them literally cried, you know. So that's the effect of MAPA. If you pay attention to the lyrics, that's what makes MAPA beautiful, and that's what makes MAPA significant. It's universal. We all have our parents. We might have different cultures and different outlook on how we care for our parents, but basically as human beings, we love our parents, and our parents take care of us. That's why the sentiment of that song runs very clear. And you know, part of that history I think that SB19 are making with MAPA is that in the 70s the Philippines also had someone who came up with a very good song called Anak, and that song went around the world as well, being translated to different languages. So somehow, no matter what generation, the 70s performers or singers came up with that very good song called Anak, because there is something to the culture of the Filipinos, how, you know, we want to teach our children, how we love our children, and how children should be grateful and to learn and to follow the parents. It just melted the hearts of people all over the world. Now, this is a different generation, and P-pop, you know, who would have thought? And I think even our young men too of SB19 didn't expect that it would go this far. They said one day they were doing their laundry and Pablo just asked them, what do you want to say to your parents? And Pablo put together the lyrics, the song, the music, and turns out to be MAPA. And it's been used. I've seen videos in the Philippines how the whole class, you know, graduations, big events, even weddings. I know I used MAPA for my mom's funeral because it reminded me a lot of how my mom took care of me, and pretty much me laying her to rest, and being grateful and to remember for everything that she taught me. And then recently my friend as well did the same thing for her story for her mom. She chose 3 songs and one of them is MAPA. So it is really a, you know, part of our lives already. That's what makes it make MAPA special. Actually, the first reactor I saw was a Caucasian man, and literally he was crying and he was sobbing, you know. So I thought, okay, you know, he might even be of a different culture, but MAPA touched him so much. So, oh, by the way, shout out to Miss O when they were announcing that there's a second song coming up. And they say, oh, write in the comment section, what's the song that you're guessing that they would sing? I lost. My guesses were all wrong. I had three guesses and they were all wrong. I thought they would, I know it would be a slower song, not like Gento, but I thought they would sing in English. So I thought it's I Want You, Moonlight, and Ready, because that's their later songs, right? And I thought, okay, they wanted to kind of promote more their newer songs and to kind of cross that thing to the West, but they didn't. And I thought, oh, shucks. But it was perfect as well that they did MAPA because it's part of the celebration of 100 million views, right? So it's perfect. When I watched Casual Chalk, he actually said something. I can't remember word for word, but I made a comment. This is my comment to Casual Chalk. And right after that, I actually had the guts to search if Benetton, that UK clothing company, is still around because it was very popular in the 80s and 90s. Um, I would see it everywhere in the malls, kind of high end, in fact. And I could not forget that because their ad campaign was very strong. And you know what it is? It's the United Colors of Benetton. They would use models who are not like superficial, like they would actually use models who are extremely dark, extremely white, because they wanted to show colors in the skin and colors of the clothing that they're trying to sell. So it's very that's why it I could not forget that. Besides the tagline, the United Colors of Benetton, it's it's the images. It was really a good ad campaign. So I forgot what Chuck said, why I made that comment. But anyway, so I researched if Benetton is still around, and apparently it's still doing good, mostly in Europe. And I thought, geez, look at the boys. They're colorful, but still kind of united, right? Ken was wearing red. Pablo was wearing mustard. I guess mustard is probably the right color. Stell had, I think, checkered. Was it checkered? Josh. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking out? I think he was wearing bluish outfit. Yeah, he was wearing blue, and Justin was wearing maroon jacket, like those collegiate jacket, right? So it was really nice because they're all different colors, but somehow it's still that would go together. Well, I'm sure their stylist did that. So I went into the website of Benetton and I messaged them. I wanted to say, refer to chalk and all that, but then the text is limited, so I had to redo my message, and this is what I came up with. So, if they would pay attention to what I wrote them, and if we get to see our young man dressed in Benetton outfit one day, posing like they usually would be able to pose like elegant models, then who's celebrating. That'd be so mayabang to say it was because of me, but maybe because of me. I don't know. But you know how, at least you saw it here, that I did try my best to message Benetton. Like I said, I mean, come on. If you pay attention, okay, if I work for Benetton and I get that message, I'd check it out, even if I don't know who's SB19, right? Then I'd see how these boys are dressed, not just for that event, for when they sang, but they're always dressed well. And of course, they have their stylist and they have their designer clothes and all that. And they look really good. So why not? Why not hire them? Come on. They are, they're getting so known all over now that once you use them, you help them and they'll help you promote your clothing line. You can actually breathe back life to Benetton because you probably don't even know Benetton anymore. I'm not sure if they're popular in the Philippines, but here in the US, they were very popular the 90s to 2000s, early 2000s. MAPA in this arrangement adds the pureness to its intent. MAPA is already part of Philippine music history. MAPA for all occasions and all generations. Being MAPA in the first take should set the world in motion to look back and cherish our parents, no matter what our culture is, and especially in this harsh world or harsh times, because to honor our parents is our Almighty God's commandment with a promise. Good day, everyone. This is Tita A'tin from Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha. If you haven't seen it yet, if you haven't come across, if you're not part of 18 official group in Facebook, please check it out. I wrote a little article called MAPA Promotes Filipino Culture and Vloggers Are in the Thick of It. Look at it. It's about MAPA and how we celebrate it. And you'll know how MAPA has been a part of my life and I guess my journey as a vlogger as well.